Ever been friend-zoned? You know that moment when she says, "You're such a great friend," and your heart just sinks. What if I told you there's a way to turn that around, not by playing games, not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by using the ancient wisdom of Stoicism? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into how Stoicism can help you not just handle the friend zone, but completely flip the script. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll see the friend zone in a whole new light. All right, let's get real for a second. The friend zone sucks. It's that awkward place where you're close enough to care, but not close enough to matter. At least not in the way you want to. But here's the thing, the friend zone isn't a death sentence. In fact, it's an opportunity to grow, to reflect, and to become the kind of person who doesn't just attract women, but keeps them intrigued. And that's where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't care. It's about understanding what you can control, what you can't, and focusing your energy on the things that actually matter. So if you're ready to stop feeling stuck and start taking action, let's break this down step by step. First, let's talk about why the friend zone happens in the first place. Most guys think it's because they're not attractive enough, not funny enough, or not confident enough. And while those things might play a role, the real reason is much simpler. You're not showing up as the best version of yourself. You're either too available, too predictable, or too focused on her approval. And here's the kicker. When you're in the friend zone, you're not just losing her interest, you're losing respect for yourself. You start overthinking every text, every conversation, every interaction. You become reactive instead of proactive, and that's where Stoicism can help. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, our actions, our mindset, and our values. It's not about changing her feelings, it's about changing how you respond to the situation. 1. Focus on what you can control. Let's start with the foundation of Stoicism: control. The Stoics believed that the key to a good life is understanding what's within your control and what's not. When it comes to the friend zone, here's what you can't control: her feelings, her decisions, or her actions. But here's what you can control: how you show up, how you communicate, and how you handle rejection. For example, instead of obsessing over why she doesn't see you as more than a friend, focus on becoming the kind of person who doesn't need her validation. Work on your goals, your passions, and your self-respect. When you stop chasing her approval and start living for yourself, something interesting happens. She starts to notice. 2. Practice emotional detachment. Next up, emotional detachment. Now, this doesn't mean you stop caring altogether. It means you stop letting your emotions control your actions. Think about it. When you're in the friend zone, you're probably overanalyzing everything she says and does. Why did she text me that? What does it mean? Should I reply right away? Sound familiar? Stoicism teaches us to step back and observe our emotions without letting them dictate our behavior. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, is this helping me or hurting me? When you learn to detach from the outcome, you become more confident, more grounded, and more attractive. 3. Build unshakable confidence. Confidence is key, but it's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about knowing your worth and standing by it. The Stoics believed that true confidence comes from within, from living in alignment with your values and principles. So, instead of trying to impress her, focus on being the best version of yourself. Pursue your passions, set meaningful goals, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. When you're confident in who you are, you stop seeking validation from others. And guess what? That kind of confidence is irresistible. 4. Communicate with purpose. Communication is where most guys mess up. They either over-communicate, texting too much, being too available, or under-communicate, playing it cool to the point of being distant. Stoicism teaches us to communicate with intention and clarity. Be honest about your feelings, but don't pour your heart out in a way that makes you seem desperate. Instead, focus on creating meaningful connections. Ask her questions, listen actively, and show genuine interest in her life. But here's the key. Don't make her the center of your world. When you communicate with purpose, you show her that you value yourself too much to settle for less than you deserve. 5. Embrace rejection as growth. Finally, let's talk about rejection. The Stoics saw rejection not as a failure, but as an opportunity to grow. If she's not interested, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means you're not the right fit for each other. And that's fine. Use the experience as a chance to reflect, learn, and improve. Ask yourself, what can I take away from this? How can I become better? When you embrace rejection as part of the journey, you stop fearing it. And that's when you truly start to thrive. 6. Cultivate patience and timing. Patience is a virtue, and in the friend zone, it's your secret weapon. The Stoics believed that everything happens in its own time, and rushing things only leads to frustration. If you're trying to force a connection or push her to see you differently, you're only going to push her away. Instead, focus on building a genuine connection over time. Be patient, but don't be passive. Show up consistently, but don't overwhelm her. Remember, timing is everything. When you stop rushing and start trusting the process, you create space for something real to grow. 7. Develop a strong sense of purpose. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have is a strong sense of purpose. The Stoics called this your why, the reason you wake up every morning and chase your goals. When you have a clear purpose, you stop relying on external validation to feel fulfilled. Instead of making her the center of your world, focus on building a life that excites you. Pursue your passions, take risks, and live with intention. When she sees that you're driven by something bigger than yourself, she'll naturally be drawn to your energy. And even if she's not, you'll still have a life you're proud of. 8. Practice gratitude and let go of expectations. Finally, let's talk about gratitude. The Stoics believed that gratitude is the antidote to frustration and disappointment. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, like a romantic relationship with her, focus on what you do have. Maybe she's a great friend, or maybe she's taught you something about yourself. Whatever it is, find the silver lining. At the same time, let go of expectations. The more you expect her to feel a certain way, the more you set yourself up for disappointment. When you approach the situation with gratitude and without expectations, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster and open yourself up to new possibilities. Here's the bottom line. The friend zone isn't a trap, it's a test of your character, your resilience, and your ability to stay true to yourself. When you approach it with a Stoic mindset, you stop seeing it as a loss and start seeing it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the kind of person who doesn't just attract women, but keeps them intrigued. So, the next time you find yourself in the friend zone, remember this. It's not about her, it's about you. And when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, everything else falls into place. To recap, focus on what you can control, practice emotional detachment, build unshakable confidence, communicate with purpose, and embrace rejection as growth. These Stoic principles won't just help you navigate the friend zone, they'll help you navigate life. So, take action, stay consistent, and remember, the only person you need to impress is yourself. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to take your mindset to the next level, check out the next video on how Stoicism can help you master self-discipline. See you there.